eager to talk about this one.
Which one?
Trey Lance.
Oh, yeah.
Rumors have, and I'll correct you on that one. I'm not in a disrespectful way.
They're calling them.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Niners, and this is, I believe this is like even going back to the combine, is like, we'll take calls on everyone, even myself and or John Lynch.
Yeah.
I'm kind of sorry, I cut straight to the point, but like I gotta it's not happening. I mean, I'd love to entertain like, should Detroit Lions do it?
You're blinded by your fandom.
Maybe I'm pulling a Buddha right now. I could be pulling a Buddha, but that's also what he said.
John Lynch said when healthy, Brock Purdy has proved that he deserves the starting spot.
Did he?
Yeah.
Are you sure about that?
Yes.
Can we pull that one up?
I can find it. Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't know about that. I mean, it's possible. I'm not denying it. I didn't see that coming out for sure. I'll tell you this though, the hype around Trey Lance, like in the offseason of last year, was pretty fucking high. And I'm talking about from my teammates. And this is all while Jimmy Garoppolo, the guy who took them to the Super Bowl, was on the exact same roster. Yes, of course you see a team excel with like Brock Purdy and like the 49ers, he said, he's picking up the phone for literally everybody. If somebody called, this is what Kyle Shanahan said. Somebody called and asked for myself or John Lynch, it's on the table. Like, we're gonna answer the phone for anything. And that's why I'm taking this as. But if I did want to entertain it, because I remember this came up with Minnesota Vikings. But if he is in the market, and again, take it for what you will. Maybe I'm a little bit biased here. Detroit Lions should make a call. I think he's worth of making a call. I mean, I'm not saying that you make sure to do it. You know what I'm saying? Do everything in your power to make it happen, to make Trey Lance a Detroit Lion. But you at least make the phone call. I mean, that's a guy that's sitting on a rookie deal. No, you're not getting him for the complete, 5 to 4 years. You get a Hendon Hooker on. But I still think he's a talented piece. I still think we have Ben Johnson for at least one more year, at least this year at the very least. I don't know, man. He's worth it.
Per David Lombardi, he's the 49ers reporter for The Athletic. John Lynch says Brock Purdy is still the clubhouse leader, would be a team starting quarterback barring injury. John Lynch believes Brock Purdy can be ready to play by training camp.
When was this?
March 27th.
Wow. Is it a quote from John Lynch or just like from the guy saying he said that?
Yeah.
Not buying it. Still not buying it. I mean, Purdy, it's going to be a competition. Yeah, that's the way Detroit Lions operate everything too. But should Detroit Lions make a move for Trey Lance if this is a real thing?
I don't know. It depends on how much it would cost. I doubt they'd let him go for little. They spent a lot to trade up to get him. But I haven't seen it with Trey Lance. You don't know what you're getting. Obviously, he was great in college. He's only played a couple games in the pros, and he didn't look great when he was playing, although one of them was in a tsunami, so I can't really hold that against him. But I think they should draft their own quarterback. I think they should go get their guy, and if Trey Lance is their guy, then yeah, go get him. I haven't heard anything about the Lions calling them and asking for Trey Lance.
No, me either.
I don't think that is a realistic option. We had that report the other day about Minnesota inquiring about Trey Lance. So that could be a possibility. You could see Trey Lance in the NFC North possibly, but not with the Lions. I don't think that is a move the Lions would make. I don't think that's a move they're looking to make, because Brad Holmes did say he wants to develop a quarterback, and although Trey Lance is definitely, in need of some development still, he's a very young player. I don't know. I think Brad Holmes wants to get his own guy rather than poach Trey Lance from the 49ers.
Well, I think he's young enough to where he can be your own guy though. Like you said, he does have pieces of his game that's still up for development, and you have that here with that opportunity here with Jared Goff and Trey Lance. I'm sorry, Ben Johnson. I just think that the value of it would be worth looking into, because I don't know that you're giving up a first-round pick or a second-round pick that you would take that you want to invest this year in the guys available in this class.
Not a chance am I doing that.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying. I don't even think he goes for that though.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Like I said, there's a lot to have been proven with him. If the fact that you're moving on from him so quickly, and then again, I'm not buying into it being a real situation. I think again, conversations are being had. Yeah, if you're a team like the Minnesota Vikings and you're paying a mediocre quarterback like Kirk Cousins $40+ million, yeah, I'm looking to move off that deal. If Trey Lance is an option to do so, I'm picking up the phone and I'm making the call, because I think it takes maybe a third or fourth to get him. Maybe not even that, a third and a seventh or something like that. He has the upside, yeah, but he hasn't proven it in terms of NFL action.
Yeah.
And I think that's where guys Nah, I can't say that actually. I was just say I think that's where guys grow, but you see these guys come off the bench in sophomore years and play really
experience
well.
is the best teacher. So to get him out there in some real NFL games, see real snaps against NFL defenses would definitely be the most impactful thing to his growth. But we don't know. We don't know the extent of his injury even, or what's going on with that, how his recovery is, if that has changed his ability at all to move around and to be an explosive player with his legs. I haven't heard any. I haven't deep dived into Trey Lance's health or his recovery, but I'm sure it's all, with modern medicine, especially how the NFL players and athletes receive the best possible care imaginable. I'm sure he won't deal with any setbacks, but I wouldn't be mad if they did it. I don't see them doing it, though. I don't think they should go immediately do whatever they can to get Trey Lance. Do you pick up the phone and see what it would look like? Yeah, you do that with everybody. You do your due diligence as a GM.
You do your dilly doos.
Your dilly doos, and you make sure that it's nothing crazy. But again, I don't see them making a strong push for Trey Lance by any means.
What is the value there for you that you'd be comfortable with?
Something like what you said, like a third and a sixth.
Mm-hmm.
I'd give that up probably.
Yeah.
Maybe a fourth and a fifth.
And again, I don't think I think if they're gonna try to move him, it's gonna be for I don't want to say the star, moon, whatever the fuck the expression is, but they're gonna want a lot. They give a lot to get him.
They did.
And as much as John Lynch had said that, maybe to increase that value of even Brock Purdy call. I'm sure there's calls being made about him too. But ultimately, it's going to come down to competition. And Jimmy G is a guy who took this team to a Super Bowl and multiple NFC championships. Mm-hmm. If Trey Lance is able to beat him out in competition, I have no doubt in my mind he's going to be able to beat out Brock Purdy. I think the thing that turns you on.
I think Brock Purdy would have been able to beat out Jimmy G too.
I don't know, though. They are all participating in camp together.
They both bring a different
Brock Purdy,
element,
maybe not with first team. Trey Lance and Brock Purdy.
Trey Lance and Brock Purdy bring a much different element than.
Yeah.
I mean,
a bit more mobile.
You get your hands on. Kyle Shanahan gets his hands on a guy like Trey Lance or Brock Purdy that has the ability to make plays with their legs and move around in a complex offense like they run. Both also very high IQ guys. Not saying that Jimmy G isn't, but that's a very complicated offense they run in San Francisco. So
yeah,
I think Kyle Shanahan obviously prefers a guy like that gives them more options rather than a Jimmy G who's strictly a pocket passer.
Well, Jimmy a little bit mobile.
A little bit, but he's not as mobile as Trey Lance or Brock Purdy.
Was Brock? I gotta look at Brock Purdy's numbers. Yeah,
he can move.
I remember a lot of his plays were bootleg plays.
Yeah, he's
so
very good off play action.
Sense.
Obviously, I looked at his stats. It's some TikTok 49ers account, but his QBR off of play action, off of post or pre-snap motion, and off of bootleg passes were all, I think, first in the NFL.
Yeah,
he's very good in the system, and he ran it very well. Obviously,
yeah.
I think they would have beat the Eagles or been very close to the Eagles if he would have stayed healthy in that game.
I don't think he would have beat the Eagles, but obviously would have had a better chance at doing so. The 49ers defense still kept them in it.
Yeah.
But per my philosophy, I also can't deny maybe that's the way they're trying to operate. I mean they pulled that move with the Trey Lance over Jimmy G to begin with, and Brock Purdy is a Mr. Irrelevant, 7th round pick. That deal
last pick of the draft
is a lot more affordable than a 1st round pick, 3rd overall pick. Trey Lance.
Yeah, I wonder what is Brock Purdy getting paid? He's probably getting paid $150,000.
JB, you mind looking up that contract? I am pretty curious about that.
Because Malcolm's $600 a year, right?
And with a team, I don't even know. I'm not even familiar with Malcolm, to be honest with you.
I'm pretty sure it's around $500,000 a year.
Yeah. I was going to say, with that team they have, too, they just re-upped Deebo Samuel, if not mistaken. You got to re-up Bosa pretty soon here, too.
Next year. He's a free agent.
That deal that Purdy's on is going to allow you to, flourish with those contracts.
You're already paying Deebo Samuel. You want to pay Brandon Ayuk because he's a baller, too. You got just traded for Christian McCaffrey. Obviously, George Kittle's the top 3 tight end in the NFL, so
yeah.
And you got the best left tackle in the NFL that you signed to a fat contract.
He's probably coming up here soon too.
Yeah,
he's a veteran.
A lot of guys on the defensive side of the ball you want to keep together, whether it be Fred Warner, Nick Bosa, Halfla.
It's a pretty cheap deal Brock Purdy's on right now.
It's got to be $200,000 a year or something like that.
4-year, $3.7 million.
Yeah.
What's that break down to?
$700,000 a year.
700, 800.
Yeah, so this year he's making $870,000.
Damn, dude. Last pick in the draft, still getting paid $800K a year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck.
I just need to finesse somebody.
For real. Take a shot on me.
Take a shot on me.
I'd be a good personal protector.
What's up? What up, Chris?
I'm good at long snap.
So Easy, you're the Trey Lance guy in the room. So I want to phrase it to you like this because we've talked about the Lions taking the first round quarterback. So you kind of alluded to it earlier with Hendon Hooker when you mentioned him in this conversation. What of these first round quarterbacks that we've talked about, if any, would you trade for Trey Lance as opposed to drafting them and having that rookie for 5 years? Like would you have Trey Lance for 3 years over 5 years of Will Levis, or would you just all of these rookies in the first round, these projected first round picks, would you just take them over Trey Lance at this point?
Like all these rookies saying, like, would I take them over Trey Lance?
Yeah.
I'm not the highest on Levis. With him, it'd just be more about the philosophy. If like he were to be a pick for the Detroit Lions, I'd side with that. And you get a bit of that philosophy with Trey Lance, and then like with him on the re-up, depending on how well he performs, he's going to be a little bit cheaper than I'm expecting like Jared Goff's tag to be. Like as much as like I'm not love paying Jared Goff, but like
he got like 2 years left on his rookie deal. Trey Lance does after this year.
Yeah, technically three for throwing
right?
that fifth year,
Yeah.
but you know how it works. You know, if a guy's balling like Kyler Murray,
him right before the
exactly.
50, yeah.
You re-up him, and that first year, that big contract is usually pretty cheap. But you saw Josh Allen this year too, so that's a good. I probably everyone other than outside of maybe like Will Levis. I'm sorry, Will Levis probably and Hooker. Maybe I'd rather have Lance over, but I still see a tremendous upside in C.J. Stroud. Bryce Young, I have questions about like the durability of that in a 17-game season into the playoffs and all the other good stuff too.
They did a beat writer mock draft, and Anthony Richardson was available for the Lions at 18.
At 18,
I can't see that.
The only reason why I could see that is at one point at this network, a lot of people hiding from it too. Thought Malik Willis was going as high as 2.
Yeah.
You and I are the only ones standing behind it. Yeah. you and I are the only ones standing behind it. It's like we thought we wouldn't be upset with it.
Yeah.
And it didn't happen. He fell all the way to a 4th round.
Yeah.
So there is that possibility with Anthony Richardson. He is raw as a thrower for sure. I was even hesitant on him at one point.
Yeah, baby, I like
Make it raw.
Ooh, baby, I like it raw.